It's not very super common for people to know about hydroponics and aquaponics. Before I came to TERRA Urbana, I was doing my master's in Taiwan. And in Taiwan, a colleague of mine, he told me, you can come and join us and take a look at an aquaponic farm. And I was like, what is an aquaponic farm? And he said, it's like they grow fish and they grow plants together. And I was, okay, sounds pretty interesting. They had some plants growing in what seemed to be inside of the water, just on like floating rafts. And they told me, you can lift up the floating raft to see the plants. And then I lifted it up and I saw like the root mass hanging down freely without any substrate, without soil. And this was a concept which was a little bit foreign. Hydroponics and aquaponics definitely will be not replacing the conventional agriculture, but it will be a great addition. This year we focused on hydroponics, which is basically due to its aquaponics being more labor intensive. Because in hydroponics, frankly, you're dealing with plants. If you don't maintain it well, your plants can die. This is the worst outcome which can happen. But if you don't maintain your aquaponics system well, you don't maintain it well, then you will kill some fish. So hydroponics is way easier. It's easier to control. It's easier to clean. It's easier when you make mistakes, and you can do it on a smaller scale. And for aquaponics, of course, you have the output is better because you have fish, so you have protein next to your plants and your produce. But it's more difficult. For our systems, we mostly use like inert substrate. So, for example, expanded clay, scoria like lava stone, and cocoa fiber. The advantage, of course, of them is that they are pH neutral, so they don't influence the pH of our system, and they provide stability and a substrate where the plants can grow their roots in. If you use substrate where peat is involved, like where we have peat inside, this benefits the growth of plants. However, we all know that peat is just the extraction of peat is a big problem, because like peat basically is a carbon sink, and to just extract peat we destroy like ecosystems. Therefore, it is really necessary that we look into alternatives and also things to replace peat. And one option is, of course, using humic acid substrate. It can be really beneficial because humic acid helps to improve the nutrient uptake, the water uptake. It can bind even like heavy metals, and we basically the result is we get better growth.
I am working at TERRA Urbana in the Department of Environmental Technologies, where we do a lot of research and development projects in the field of water reuse, especially reuse cases for food and feed production. And we more and more specialized in closed loop systems such as hydro and aquaponics. If I have something I would research for a better development, that would be the reuse of different kinds of waters. Because if you have the advantage of using different process waters, and you have them safe, and you can even take some nutrients out of water already existing, then there's really an advantage. We do have an educational project at the moment, and I feel hydroponics is very good, or aquaponics as well, is very good to illustrate loops, natural loops. It gives a good opportunity to talk about all those topics I just mentioned, especially food security, resources, how we use our resources, how we treat food, especially if you have in a school you grow salads. Children are more likely to eat it if they are involved in producing it, also in preparing it, and they see how much effort is there in one head of salad until you eat it. And I think it's a good way to show the value of food. That's mostly what is criticized about hydroponics and aquaponics. That's only leafy greens, and it's only for high cost produce. But you have the advantage to produce them on a roof, for example, in a city. And then you make free a space of land used for maybe more staple foods or something like that. For example, if you have a system like this, you can have it on a really small ground and produce a lot of food. So you can use different kinds of systems and easily adapt them, and have the people, empower the people to produce their own food, I think. Yeah, there's a lot of potential there as well.